Dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun. Dean has been right. Welcome to ZenChaos. I am Dean. Across me, the virtual world, the virtual screen. That's the yin and the yang. That is brother Zen. How you doing today, player?
Not bad. Busy Sundays as usual.
Hmm. That's the life of a married man with a child.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
kids, but
One
child.
child. One child.
Child.
Hey,
That
Soladola.
was hilarious the first time we got into that. But you may only have one child, but we have multiple fucking Chinese fucking spy balloons flying over the fucking Americas.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then
And good
allegedly,
phrasing of it by saying the Americas, because that covers it. That covers it perfectly.
it's the truth. It's the
Yes.
truth. There's a few people who sleep at the wheel. There's a few different governments I have questions for, but to be honest with you, the only one I'm going to really bring to task today is mainly mine because the only one I really care about. Now, I am confused, baffled, and bamboozled that we would allow this spy balloon to get this far. I don't want to hear none of the nonsense of like, oh, it was above like 60,000 feet. We don't have spy capability. Excuse me, we don't have capabilities in order to detect shit in that range. What the fuck are you talking about? What do we have satellites for in space?
Right.
What the fuck do
Right.
we have Space Force for? Like, at a bare minimum, Space Force right now should at least be able to be like, okay, we can increase sensory ability from X to X. Like, what the fuck are we even talking about? So I'm not going to allow you to have that bullshit excuse on why we allowed this thing to go through. And then on top of that, let me bring up this map that was found on the Twitter machine that was pulled from the New York Post. All right, so I don't want to hear any of your fucking nonsense. Here we go. Very interesting map, right? So now if you look at this thing, we allegedly found out about it over here in the Alatuian Islands or whatever it's called, right? Which is ours. Now, I don't know shit about fuck in general, except for in this regard. I've been right about this China shit and the Russia. I've been right about this shit. You motherfuckers have been listening, but hey, maybe you will today. Now, you telling me that we couldn't have shot that bitch down somewhere over here?
Yes, that is in that beginning area.
This
like,
is the
maps
perfect
don't
place to
show
do
it, but that's a big distance between that first arrow, like that land, and then the next land that it hits.
right?
You
That
knew something was
is,
there. You could have hit something.
we could have hit that, and then on
Could
top
have
of it, the last
flew a plane by and threw a slingshot rock out and popped a hole in it or something. Like, come on.
listen, we go ahead. We called the fucking governor of Alaska. Hey, listen, you're gonna need to activate your fucking National Guard. This is what's going down. They're gonna have to go over there and get this equipment because we're gonna have them. We're gonna have them fucking in cahoots with the fucking United States Air Force and as well as the United States Army. Y'all gonna knock. We're gonna knock this bitch down. We're gonna grab this son bitch. We're gonna see what's going on with it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
We
Nope.
allow it. Uh-huh.
I was just saying, nope, that's not what we did.
We allow it. And then somehow, excuse me, Justin Trudeau and them in Canada are fine with it breaking its sovereignty as well. I don't know what the Canadians are saying about it, but I would assume that y'all should be pretty fucking upset about it. So then the bitch now gets over here in Montana, close to one of our Air Force bases that hosts our nukes. Now, here's the thing that gets even wilder about this shit. This is when, you know, since now more vast American people with cameras and shit are able to picture, like, hey, we see this shit up in the sky right now. Now that we've then contacted the Chinese embassy, you know, then they were just like, hey, listen, that's just like the civilian air shit. Like, you know, it's not our, you know, it just got out of fucking control. Then you come to find it as maneuverable and shit like that, and then we finally shoot it off the coast of South Carolina. Zen, there's a few reasons we're doing this, and they all go back to some of my theories. But before I go on my tirade and my fucking high horse that I would not want to be right on, but this is about to be a high horse, and I told you so moment. What are your thoughts?
I know when I first learned about it, the only thing I didn't go look up where it entered. They were just like the reports where it was over central United States or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I'm like, cool, your idea of shooting it down, I get it. I understand. You don't know where it's going to land and who it's going to hit. And the last thing we want is to kill our own over this, which we don't know exactly what it is. But now, seeing this trajectory that it took, I don't get how it made it back onto land
Bruh.
again. And then
Right here.
the path that it took, if it's going through military, I had wondered, like, is it flying over military used land in our states? Like the middle of the country, that's where I assume that we do our military training. Going out of South Carolina, I'm like, I know that down south is where military people. So, like, is that their plan of let me fly this over these, get a surveillance picture of what's going on? Like, that's my assumption as to what this plane that went rogue, like this balloon that went rogue, how you, if anybody bought that, that is, it's sad. It's a sad excuse of a lie. It sounds like one of them, like, I'm fresh out of, I just got caught doing something stupid. Let me throw off something quick and see if it bites. And it didn't bite, but it was like, hey, we're at a point now where maybe that's what they used at the beginning. And that's how it got back on the land.
Now,
like, ooh, so I don't know. But the trajectory that it took, I'm like,
here's
you're taking pictures of stuff.
Here's something hilarious too, because one, it's sloppy by China. No matter how you want to cut it, it's fucking sloppy.
This is terrible.
Because I am going to assume that America's probably hacked the bitch in Alaska. And at that point, a serious conversation was had, which leads to some other points I've been saying about how we have been steering on a ship going to full tilt because we know we're about to have a full steam problem with China in the very near future. Because if we allow them to keep continuing to grow at their current capacity, by 2050, they'd be what would be considered a world fucking power and be able to challenge us for supremacy right now, right? But in 2023, when they're starting to flex their muscles because they're seeing how the world is going with, you know, the Russia-Ukraine shit, they're assuming that we're depleting our fucking stockpiles and shit like that, not understanding that America, we're fucking shiesty with liars. Wild. You think that them numbers are real, my nigga?
Yeah.
You're about to find out the hard way. But so either way, they were just trying to test the waters, or maybe here's something else. Like I said, we hacked the shit. We're allowing the shit to go through because we understand, because we did have, and let me pull this up, because I know I've been screaming about it for a while, saying that, you know, the Marine Corps has sit and basically changed their whole philosophy to be able to fight, you know, powers such as fucking China. But don't take my word for it, right? Don't listen to me. And I'm actually going to go to like some fucking, this is a generic website, right? MSN, right? Air Force General warns troops of war with China by 2025, disagreeing with Pentagon assessment.
This all over. You sent me a couple of these, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, if I'm lying, I'm fine. A 4-star Air Force general sent a memo to the officers he commands, informing them of his belief and preparations expected for a U.S. war with China by 2025. General Michael A. Minahan, who heads Air Mobility Command and oversees the service's fleet of transport and refueling aircraft, sent the memo on Friday, though dated February 1, 2023, said the conditions will be ripe for war with Chinese leader Xi Jinping in 2025. His assessment provides a much shorter timeline than the officials, including Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin. I hope I'm wrong. My gut tells me we will fight in 2025. Xi secured his third term and has set his war council in October 2022. Taiwan's presidential elections are in 2024 and will offer Xi a reason. United States presidential elections are in 2024 and will offer Xi a distracted America, Xi's team, no reason and opportunity are aligned for 2025. So now there is a memo out there that, and I gotta pull it up, that the CIA said that they believe we're going to be going into war with them by 2027. So
me being one that's not super up on this, I'm assuming maybe not everybody even that's watching is. The reason I think they say they're expecting us to go to war with them is because they're expecting our distraction from the elections to be the point in time that China's like, boom, we can go make a move on Taiwan, which will be the reason that sparks us doing something like China.
Not understanding that we still gonna move. And then now this is from Fox, but this is, you know, according to CIA Director Burns, says China's Xi has ordered military to be ready for Taiwan invasion by 2027. So we have an Air Force general
a while ago too.
Huh? No, this one came out February 3rd.
I know this did, but I feel like a comment on this where he had told his people to be ready to invade by like 2025, something like that, was like last year. I feel like you shared something with me and we talked about it a little bit. We didn't come here with it, or we might have.
I can't.
Is that the war one we did?
It could have been, but on the top of my head, I can't because I've been yelling about us going to war with them sooner rather than later for the longest time. So a lot of this getting convoluted in the head, unfortunately. But it leads, and I know the people wondering right now, why the fuck we bringing all this in there? This leads the reason why they would allow it to basically surveil through. Because trust me, but in Alaska we hacked the bitch. It wasn't getting nothing that it expected to get. Don't know what it wanted, but now it's giving us a reason. It's giving the American. Two things. China wanted to test America's response, not only the government's response, but our people's response. And our government wanted to test our temperature as well. And maybe even set the stage that, hey, listen, they've been kind of letting certain things out a little bit to let everybody kind of understand this shit with Taiwan is going to be a problem. We understand that, look at how bold China is now with certain shit. Is getting us geared up for all of us ready to be like, hey, let's go put our fucking foot up their fucking ass. We understand that the underhanded psychological, war play that is played not only on the adversaries but your own people as well, because your own people have to be wanting to go to a war that they really technically have no skin in the game for. What's the best way to let that happen? Oh shit, these dumbass spy balloons that they have been allegedly they were flying in the Trump camp during the Trump administration. The Trump administration said that they absolutely were not, but we know that in the Biden administration there have been a few flying that found hey, listen, we've actually found one of them got downed in Hawaii, it crashed. So with the crash in Hawaii, we've definitely probably reverse engineered the shit. So then, hey, somebody just probably said to Biden, allegedly, hey, we hacked it. We can just let that shit kind of fly. It ain't gonna get no information. Kind of let the people know we'll fucking down it. We all know what's about to be happening. You may or may not be president, but you understand what will be happening regardless who's in this seat. You're right. Boom, here we go. There's a few different ways that this is played, but ultimately, it is staring us on a one-way issue with them, and we're going to want it because don't nothing disrespect America and Americans more than someone else disrespecting our sovereignty. We fuck up our own shit. Don't you come in here fucking shit up. That's really how we live. Like everybody was pissed the fuck off. Like everybody. And if you're an American and you weren't pissed the fuck off, get the fuck out. This is one of the most get the fuck out because you are not somebody I want in here if shit's going to be hitting the fan like this. Because, and then there was something else too before I let you go, Zen. There was, obviously, if one of these spy balloons have crashed balloon before, we understood what it was, most likely. But then some people were worried about an EMP attack, and they were saying that, China would be able to, effectively, orchestrate an EMP attack from that level. You have multiple spy balloons, so multiple of those kind of balloons in there. Now, allegedly, there was another leaked Air Force memo out there basically saying, in around 2015, hey fuckers, we do have an issue with our airspace and defending against those kind of balloons and EMP attacks, yada yada yada. People weren't taking it serious. I don't know if that has necessarily changed, and how it's changed. Definitely probably changed in the immediate right now, but that was also reported out there as well. So it's a lot of shit. We're basically gearing up because China bad, but they're not ready yet, and they will be a problem, but they're not ready yet, and they will lose. They will. This is not a win for them. There's a few different countries also biting at the bit to fucking cut them over there. Our fucking, us, losing, the shit with the Somalian islands over there. Bad, sucks. Oh well. We ended up beefing up our shit with the Philippines. We ended up we're fucking beefing up shit with Japan. Japan's also investing more within their fucking military. The shit over there is getting tense and getting wild, and then it's allowing a larger military presence by the America and the Americans. And then another thing too that people don't realize is that China imports a lot of food from us. We could starve these motherfuckers. Especially the way we strategically are placed now, we could starve these motherfuckers. It could be a problem for these motherfuckers. It ain't they're posturing, doing a lot, not understanding that they're overplaying themselves. I don't know if they've been studying the art of war themselves, but you about to find out real fast, real quick, we're not the fucking ones. You're gonna make your move on Taiwan. We're gonna crush it. Even if we got to crush Taiwan, unfortunately, sorry to say, we will crush whatever it is that puts you against us. We have to at this point. We're going to have to put you down convincingly and humiliatingly. It has to go. There's no other way. Because you're vying to control this century, and we cannot have it. Cannot have it. And you want to overextend yourself for whatever reason? We're seeing what happened over there with fucking Russia. We're seeing what's happening. And you guys are way more sophisticated than them. I will not disrespect you in that regard. Way more sophisticated. You've been stealing IP. Listen, you've been thieving since thieves could thieve. But we've redefined all that underhanded shit. You're trying to copy our playbook when we've changed the playbook, baby. It's fine. Keep coming. Keep coming. It ain't going to be cute. It ain't going to be pretty. I'm telling you. And the American people, you need to make sure that you got your shit ready. Because we've seen what they will allow to happen. So there's nothing to say that, like, listen, we understand that, that large power outage that happened in 2003. George Bush allowed that shit to happen. He wanted to see how the American people would respond. So if you don't believe that we would allow an EMP attack to happen and that would cause, like, nothing crazy, but to cause a little mayhem a little bit to really get us geared up to go over there, like, come on, people. Come on, people. Like this, like, make sure you guys should be able to protect yourself in case some shit goes crazy, even if it's for a short interim. Because in that short interim, it's going to be people just trying to survive, people versus people. You won't be able to protect you and your fucking family. So, yeah, get your shit in order and take that as however you want to, whatever that means for you. But get your shit in order. It ain't it. This shit is here. It's here. We're here. We are here, people. And it's going to happen like this. It's going to happen like this. It's not going to be some slow way. It's going to happen like this, especially if they move on Taiwan. Because then we also legally are bound to, like, help them too through some other act. I forgot. But yeah, like, it's a lot into like this shit is going to go down.
So now this is one of those parts of history that
this is a defining moment we're living in.
It's one of those, if we go to war now, we'll get to live through it and see what happens. But it's like,
hopefully,
how do you go on now with life knowing that this is going on if nothing's happening where you are?
The only thing you can do is kind of, I would say, just prepare yourself, right?
I feel like there's my favorite philosopher was writing back and forth to his parents during one of the world wars, and he was like, yo, this is all going on around you, and you're just like out here sending letters, writing about like you going to schools and talking with these people about these things, and like, is that what we are about to experience?
That could be for us, that could be, and then hopefully it's mitigated to, like, these soils, but China is still a problem, and they still do have certain, like, technological advancements that could be problematic for us. And also too, I can't say that we wouldn't allow certain shit to happen to get us revved up more. So all I would say is that, yeah, there could be a lot of talking, but there could be a time where you're going to need to just basically just be prepared to not only protect your family, but to be able to feed yourselves. Like, it's who knows if we get knocked off the power grid for like a week. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be able to, like, fucking feed yourself, bathe yourselves, like, still operate, protecting yourselves through that. Because who knows how emergency services are going to happen at that time. Like, maybe have, like, to go bags, like, things like just shit like that. Like, and then, people, like, this is why individuals like me are like, hey, you shut the fuck up about the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is there for a reason, for shit like this. Because who fucking knows, right? Like, who knows? Who knows what happens? Like, we understand that these fucking Chinese bastards have, like, these secret underground fucking Chinese law enforcement shits here that are protecting Chinese people. So who's not to say that they're not going to start some shit up? Like, all right, the EMPT attack happens, like, boom, like, we start some, like, unrest and shit like that. Like, we gotta be able to put down whomever, wherever. These are still the same motherfuckers who let loose COVID, and everybody's just, like, turning a blind eye to that shit. Where did it come from? How did it start? No one's answering my questions about that. And now they got a goddamn spy balloon, like, fucking going through our fucking sovereign airs. Let's not even talk about it. And then they got the gall to get upset talking about, oh, we can have an appropriate response because, like, and we asked for a professional response, and it's ridiculous that y'all shot down this fucking air balloons. You suck our fucking dicks, President. You and eat a fucking bag of fucking dicks. We about sick of y'all shit. I understand that maybe we did have a naval vessel that got caught, over there by y'all in 2016. And we may have did have a plane that may have crashed in y'all waters around there somewhere in that time frame too. And then, did have to return, the shit, whatever like that. Obviously, y'all, took whatever it is. We understand what it is. Listen, yeah, we got caught too, but guess what? We weren't flying through your sovereign airs over your fucking country. Either it was by your design or we hacked it to let our people see it to get pissed the fuck off. But it's still at the end of the day, your fucking fault for allowing this fucking spy balloon to be even called over to surveillance on our shit. You're not using your satellites. Like, there's more sophisticated ways of you to do this shit. That's the thing. Like, the gall of you. So the gall of you, the gall of us. I want an appropriate response. What that is as appropriate response, I don't know. I've thought about it, and I really. Maybe is it? I don't know if it's us.
I would say, yeah. What would be an appropriate response where you're not?
Let's just add more.
At the end of the day, the people who make the calls are not the ones fighting. For them to be like, "Oh, we're gonna push us closer to going to war." Like,
I'll be honest.
That's what they're really doing. You're really pushing closer to sending more of us to war. So, like, how deep are you going to go with your response on this?
We just give Taiwan some more military shit. Give them a whole bunch more shit. Like borderline something obscene. Like, something that you will go, they did what? And then up the war games. And then up the war games. When you know that they're doing their stupid little like flyover zones. Okay, here you go. This is what this looks like. This is where we're at now. You bad. You big. Okay, well, so are we. Well, we're just conducting military drills. That's all. Just defensive military drills. Shit like that. And maybe the drills that we happen to be conducting are like, the drills of intercepting, like, enemy fucking aircraft and like, enemy naval fleets. And, that's the shit that you motherfuckers always do. Like, you come in the airspace and you jet out, yada, yada, yada. We just happen to be conducting that on the same day. And now, not only were you just happen to be, was your aircraft and some of your naval vessels, not only were they now confronted by Taiwan military officials, but now, oh shit, you did it on the same day America was doing their drills with them. Now you're being confronted by the Americans as well. And is that going to be the same maneuvers and the same functions that would happen if the shit actually went down? Probably not. But we're just going to just give you a little something that you want there. What's something that you want? Oh, what's up, baby? How you doing?
What timeline are you giving?
For the shit to go down?
For some type of a response.
Oh. Knowing us, like 3 months. Because that's what we did with Russia. I forgot what Russia got accused of doing with us. I think it was maybe when it was like the Spygate shit. Like she meant Spygate, like with our election shit. And we like knocked like a few of their cities off the grid or some shit, or flickered the lights. I think we flickered the lights a few times on them. I just flickered their lights, just let you know what we can do to you, on some shit like that. So, but we waited months to do that shit. So knowing us, we'll wait a few months before we become assholes. I want it faster, so I would like to hear like next week that like, hey, we sent this shit over. We got and we're sending fucking somebody over there to like, we're sending like our Secretary of Defense over there to Taiwan. We're fucking conducting military drills for the next 3 months. Like, I want to hear some wild shit. Like, I want China to be like appropriate response to that one, bitch. Because then the gall of you motherfuckers, like, you motherfuckers were running military drills over there down there in like South America with like Venezuela, shit like that. So like, you guys can go suck a dick as far as I'm fucking regarded. But we still have way more, like, we are surrounded. Like, people don't understand. Like, this isn't. They're not ready now. They're not ready now.
So that's why I think for the regular person, we don't understand, but we don't care because we're just like, yo, we're stronger than everybody. So why, like, what's there for us to worry about?
Because the blow that they can give us a blow or two.
Yeah. That's one of those like, I fear for the big spaces. I fear when things like this go down for the New York Cities, your LAs,
You're affected by that as well, just because a bomb radius blast. You're in
Yes,
that. You're in that blast radius.
Yeah.
So
So I fear for like things happening to there and the immediate surrounding areas that are within a vicinity.
Yep.
So it's
depending on the attack, if it was even a bomb. But then also too, remember it was like, last year, New York City released like this whole like what to do in case a nuclear bomb hits. Like, why all this? Why all this in this chronological order?
You never know.
Sooner rather than later. You just got to be able to protect you and yours. Hey, get strapped and know how to use it and be comfortable with your shit. Be comfortable with your shit. Like, because now it's the game is getting upped a little bit, right? Because we know that we have their operators operating on our soil. And what kind of unrest does that cause? What does that mean for us regular civilians? If you think they're gonna give a fuck about us, they're not. They won't, because they're gonna say that America around the world never give a fuck about nobody else's citizens. So everybody is free game, is what I've been trying to say. So you're gonna have to okay, take that as you will, people. We here, Zen, and I just want to ask: have I not been saying this shit?
You have, at least since I met you.
And I've been saying by like 2030.
I difference since I met you.
I've been saying this by like 2030 though. I wasn't even saying this. So it's even faster than my fucking calculations. Here we go. Because, and then another thing too for them, they're like, all right, we can make a show points over here, make America split its fucking eyes, between Ukraine as well as Taiwan. They're not even understanding that, like, China. Come on, son. You don't think that we've been prepping the shit with Taiwan. I think I've read a report that we've already got fucking operators over there training people. Like, this shit is this is not, we learned from what happened with Ukraine. Okay. So this is what these motherfuckers are saying. All right, let's act on it. Come on now. How much money we're giving our come on now. It's like, this is, Ukraine was a proxy war and a test for a few different things. Because we're gonna bring out some shit against China. Let me tell you something. It's gonna be some shit. It has to be convincing. You know what I mean? It's gotta, like, we have to fucking choke them out. What'd you say?
I think that'll be easy for us to do something convincing.
Like, we gotta hey, this is still daddy over here. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, you losing the connection? You are breaking up a little bit on this.
Yeah, my time's about to die. So,
all right then. But listen here, people. This has been ZenChaos. Break down the Chinese spy balloon as well as the American response. Just people get fucking ready. Just fucking. Here we are, baby. We here. Any last words from Zen?
Get ready so you don't have to. So, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Bingo. Go get yourself some pieces and go fucking target practice. And fucking, I actually want to see if I can join like an airsoft league now. Yeah. That
get warmed up.
Training. That may be where the training needs to go. Peace, love, and chicken, y'all. We out.
Peace.